Now, hopefully, Tanner, we're live on the Restless Tavern.
Oh, just check.
Hopefully, I think we are. I think that's a
Kevin.
yes. What?
It says you're live. No,
That'd be wild.
it would be
That would be insane.
not good. View my channel, and I'll go to the Restless Tavern, and then I go.
Oh my god! Hi everyone.
Ah.
Welcome back to the Restless Tavern. And this
Oh.
is our little wrap up campaign 1 stream. We might get visited by other people. Who knows? If not, that's okay. But I just Tanner and I just wanted to do this stream just to talk about the overview of this campaign that's gone on for quite
About 2 years.
Well, no, not 3. It felt like it.
No, but it took us 2 years nearly to do it. Nearly 2 years because we started back.
In like September, right?
Oh. We started. Let me pull it up because I remember we started the Restless Tavern. Oh well,
I
we
can
first
tell you.
had.
I can tell you when the idea started,
Yeah,
which was like right after the 4th of July, a year ago, or more.
yeah. Oh, it's only been a year since we started, but the first stream was September 13th, 2023.
Yeah, I see.
So a little bit over a year.
2023. Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're over a year for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had an actual Christmas episode, and then we didn't have a Christmas episode like recently, so.
That's true.
Because
so
2024 was a year of mayhem and chaos because I was getting out of college, and then I had work, and then everything went downhill for me for that.
I mean, everyone was getting busy, you know.
Yeah.
I probably need to turn
So-
down the music more.
Which busyness is the biggest killer of every D&D campaign.
It really is. Like,
So if you're trying to start a D&D campaign and you can't get your like group together, well, first of all, that's normal.
it is pretty normal. My in-person campaigns I do with Oscar, we started almost a year ago. It's about to be a year. We've done about 8 sessions. I've done like 1-shots here and there, which is not like I think we've done maybe 5 1-shots. But
That sounds
yeah.
pretty normal though. What about it being like 8 sessions in a year? Yeah,
but it's
that's
like,
pretty normal.
Yeah, we're all like, we gotta get back in this campaign.
Yeah.
And now, like last night, because we just did a 1-shot, we were at the end of it, we're like, I think let's just like, if we can't meet in person, let's just do it online. All right, just bite the bullet and do it. So, but yeah,
There's something different about D&D though in person versus
yeah,
online.
it's much better.
Yeah.
I much prefer it in person. But Restless Tavern, the idea came from when I came over to your house. I think was it
It might have been during the Star Wars.
was
It
it
was
during
during
Fallen
the-
Order?
Yeah, it was during
Like
the Fallen Order streams. The first one actually. Cause we were like,
The first one?
I think it was the first one we decided let's watch some Vox Machina for a little bit, and then I'm like, why don't we stream?
Yeah, it was
And
that,
then it
and
got
then it
to-
evolved into like we should do one like
We should
I
use the-
my only experience with D&D before was maybe in high school, like in 10th grade.
Oh, I
for
forgot
like
about that.
just for like it was like a week
was like
phase
2.
that everyone was
Yeah.
ever like interested in, and then it just died.
Because no one got into it fully, and it's all
I
way
think
complicated.
the problem was like everyone was like, let's do it during lunch, and lunch is like 30 minutes or something. So there just isn't enough time to do
Don't
anything.
do D&D. If you're thinking about doing D&D at school, and you're like, oh, let's do it during the lunch period. Don't. D&D takes hours to play one session, and lunch is like less than an hour long. You won't get any time to eat, and
Yeah.
you won't have any time to even do anything. You might be able to get your characters made, but then like the narrative out of the story isn't very good.
Yeah.
So that'd be an
try-
after-school thing you should
Try
do.
starting like an after school thing.
Which
absolutely
I actually
love.
did do a D&D after school with some people from our high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe it was. Oh wait, I can't say their names. I'll have to tell you after stream.
Okay.
But the thing is, it was
How big?
it was just 3 players and 1 DM,
Okay.
and I was the only one that had more experience about it. And we had my Dragonborn sorcerer, which I used for my first campaign. I brought him in there because I liked him so much. I wanted to use him. And then, this is back when I was using actual paper and didn't have D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
And then we had a wizard. I forget which I painted the minis for that wizard.
Oh, that's cool.
It's actually on my Instagram, like my private Instagram. It's the green cloak wizard. If you look through there, you'll see it with some gold accents.
Well, he's jacket, coat.
He also that D&D mini. I had to like fix his hand because the day when I brought it to school to give to the guy, it fell and the hand broke off.
Oh no.
So I had to bring it back home, repair the hand, bring it back. It was an expensive mini. That's why I repaired it.
Man.
But you couldn't tell where it broke at because I used super glue.
That's good.
But then we had a paladin whose god was Shrek.
Ah, of course.
You know the people that play it.
I probably do, for sure.
One of them, when he was on my YouTube channel for like the Among Us phase, his little icon is the skeleton.
Ah, he was a part of that group?
Yeah, he's part of the D&D group.
Man, I wish I was part of that group.
This was, I think, after you graduated, I think.
Oh, so this is your senior year.
I think this was senior year, I think it was senior year. It might be senior year. I can't remember for sure. Because it's been so long ago. It's either senior year or it was junior year. And this was like when we were I think it was senior year actually. It was probably like in the fall semester.
Hang on. Let me see if I can. D&D or high school was it either popped on during. Because I remember specifically making my character in a study hall, and I had that study hall. It was either my junior or senior year, and I made Kurt there. That was my first.
Oh, you made Kurt back then?
Kurt was my first D&D character ever.
I didn't even realize that.
Kurt was very different. Kurt was initially a guy from the future. He was still a barbarian. He came from the future, but he went back in time to escape like an apocalyptic Terminator future. But when he went back in time, his memories just got like he has like amnesia now.
Oh wow!
But now he like walks around. And he had like a like these black aviator glasses and like a
you were
duster
obsessed.
coat.
You were obsessed with aviators back then.
Hey, they're cool, man. Yeah, and that was Kurt. And then in film school, in my like third semester, I wrote. We finally had a script because our screenwriting teacher was more like always write something that you can shoot. It'd be good to have a script that you did for a class, but then you can actually go shoot it. But then she like, all right, just go crazy with this. Do a script, unlimited budget, whatever, go for it. And I wrote Kurt's, like, I went in deep with his backstory, like, and like he, like the same beginning, got amnesia, but then he was raised by like just a horde of barbarians. And when I was writing the script, Tanner, I was looking up for D&D like monster or creature things. Like, what would be a good enemy? And that's when I found out about owlbears.
Oh my god!
And so, in the script, I have this horde of barbarians fighting a stampede of owlbears. And so, you know, 2 years later or whatever, when we cut to, I was watching Vox Machina and saying like, oh, we should do a D&D thing. And you're like, yeah. And I was talking about my character.
Like,
I'm like, I want an owlbear. I want that pet owlbear.
And then speaking about that, that's a good run off to the first episode. When I gave you the owl bear egg, and then I gave the other party dragon eggs. The reason why I gave the dragon eggs was because I felt bad because I gave you a pet, and I didn't give them anything. And then after I gave it, like, I shouldn't have given them the dragon eggs.
Yeah.
I need to get rid of these dragon eggs as soon as possible.
Well, the dragon eggs.
Nothing never came to
Not much. I mean, except for Doug eating his.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was great.
But
So, I mean, it created a great moment.
Yeah, I love that short so much.
Yeah, so Evie, Verona, and Ozzith still have all their eggs.
Yes.
Crazy.
The thing is, one guy told me, like, yeah, let them hatch, and if they keep the dragons, they have to come up with getting the food for the dragons. Depending on which dragon type it is, they're gonna have a pain in the butt to raise it, and it will take years to raise a dragon.
Do you recall or have the notes for, like, who has what kind of dragon?
I forgot exactly who has which dragon, but I know it's in the VOD.
Yeah, it's for sure in the VOD. Doug. Doug got the poison dragon. He got the green one. So
I think one had a
acid, fire, lightning, and
there's
ice.
2 metallic, and then there's 1 chromatic left. So, and I legit rolled for all of them.
There's metallic ones in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so those could be like actual pets then.
Yeah, some can be actual pets. Some will probably kill the part. I think one had a necrotic dragon. I think.
Necrotic.
I think one of them has a black dragon, I believe.
Well, black is acid.
Acid, yeah.
Yeah. I think Evie has black then.
And then there's the bronze and copper.
Bronze and copper are one of them is lightning.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I don't remember.
I forgot which ones go.
I think I would think
copper is fire.
Copper is fire, but so is gold is fire.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's weird. That's the one thing that's weird is that there's 2 metallic dragons that have the same element, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is with like Archie hatching was a total random roll. Like I said, roll a survival. And you rolled the nat 20. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna give it to you.
Yeah, I rolled pretty high for it to hatch immediately.
Yeah. And your reaction to it was like, why am I rolling for survival? I'm like, the egg cracks. Your eyes just pop open, like, oh. Did you think it was gonna it was damaged? I was gonna take away the owl bear, or did you?
No, I knew it was gonna hatch for sure. Like when you said it cracked, I'm like, it's hatching. Like this is it, guys.
And it looked at you like you're his mama.
Oh my god, is that group? Oh my god, I would have loved being in that group.
Yeah.
Damn.
Guess who? Which one was the DM?
You?
No, I wasn't the DM. I was a player.
So probably. I mean, if it's not the skeleton guy, then I'm gonna say.
No, the other one.
Really?
Yes.
Insane. I could see it though. That's funny. I was in. I did a little one shot with my group in high school, and he was a part of it. Tanner. What's this guy doing?
I got it. My brother came in. I need to go grab something for him.
Okay.
Let me go get it. Son of a gun, Travis.
Gosh.
Oh wait, my mic's still on.
How we doing, guys? How we doing? Well, Tanner's gone. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the map down here. You might have noticed if you've seen past streams. This map is new. A little updated map. You know, a bit more, I don't know, realistic. I was making the maps for the entire campaign So I mean, over time, I'm like learning how to properly like make my maps look nicer and more, I don't know, realistic-ish. And I had help from a friend from film school, and she really liked making maps. So I had some tips from her, and I made a whole other like. At one point, we were gonna just start a new campaign with me DMing Tanner, Cass, and Amelie. And that didn't work out, but I spent a lot of time working on it, and I was working on a map for a long time. So eventually we were like, no, let's just stay here, and we could, rework it. And so I reworked the world, and then Ozzith reset everything, which now, I guess all this is canonically new-ish.
Upstream!
Crazy.
Okay, where were we? Yeah, so you would have loved that campaign, wouldn't you? I think you were in college. You were in film school when that was going on, actually. Now looking back.
Okay.
Oh. I haven't talked to any of those people ever like that in years, so.
I talked to one, like a little bit here and there.
But, with the dragon eggs, I made it my mission to try to get rid of them and then kept on forgetting about them.
Yeah, you did. I mean, we did it so infrequently, and none of us were, like, doing anything about them.
Yeah.
So.
The one, like, plot hole that is still, like, unsolved. Now, Evie could have gone back and done this in the 2-year time skip that we're having.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
The librarian.
Yeah.
The original plan for the librarian was you guys eventually come back, and the whole purpose of the librarian was because I knew how Cass was, and I thought, oh, Cass would definitely hit on the librarian.
Yeah.
I didn't expect for you to hit on the librarian also. I didn't think Kurt would hit on the librarian.
Hey, Kurt's a very different guy from the beginning to the end.
Yeah. I love like Kurt's like demeanor. He was like a more joking character, but then whenever we went to Starfall,
yeah, I mean, it was pretty important for him going there.
Yeah, it was either Starfall or when you guys had to cross.
Well, he became really serious when Archie got kidnapped.
Oh yeah, that whole thing was just to get you guys to move to the next city.
Yeah, and then we had the 7-hour session.
Yeah, I forgot what happened. Oh yeah, and then you met Gemma.
Strayville, and then we went to Starfall. We met Gemma in Starfall.
And then you went back to Strayville. No, you met Gemma in Strayville.
Yeah, we met Gemma in Strayville.
Which
we went to Starfall.
Which
we had like a whole episode in Starfall.
Okay. Why did they keep on coming in while I was streaming?
Hey, but then after that like episode in Starfall, then we go back to Strayville and see Gemma's library. I think it was library.
Yes. So I had to like loop these characters in. And originally, Gemma was supposed to be a villain. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Gemma was supposed to be something that attacked the party, but then you guys named her, and I felt bad about making this name dragon be an enemy of you guys. So I was like, okay, she's now the cousin of the librarian.
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like that's a little hidden detail. You can use that however you want. And so originally there was supposed to be like a corruption that's infecting the whole world from Thaw. And that was supposed to tie into, I believe it was
Oscar's character.
Ozzith's backstory.
No.
And the real bad evil guy, I don't know. Should I tell them what the plan was, or are you still gonna use that?
I would hold off on it just in case.
Okay.
But there was a corruption that went to.
There was supposed to be a natural villain.
Which is why the hag was evil.
And that made these like, I meant for like all the scenes have like these protectors that kind of reflect the corruption away.
Yeah, I did
Like,
think,
but
because
yeah,
with Ozzith like resetting this world,
the
like I was
corruption
trying to
probably
think of
gone.
the corruption. I was trying to think of like canonically, like what is he thinking, instead of just like Oscar being like being a friend and being like, hey, your chance to retcon anything
Yeah,
or
like
change whatever.
I feel
But
like
so
they.
in my head, I'm like, okay, he wished for the corruption to never exist.
Yeah,
And when
that would make sense.
and I say never exist, then I'm gonna say there's like a butterfly effect. Because
Yeah,
corruption's been around for whatever, and so then
yeah.
it changed just the landscape of the world.
Which could also affect the whole Guardian system, because the whole reason the Guardian system was there was to combat this corruption. Because
Yeah.
it's always there. But the
Yeah.
the
So
Guardian system might still be a thing, but it might work differently now.
yeah, let's see and find out.
Yeah, I don't know, because this is all Kevin's doing now.
But how was, because this is your first time DMing?
Oh yeah.
A campaign. How was it? Tell me the ups and downs.
The ups and downs, I did not know what I was getting myself into. I didn't prepare a lot, and then when I did prepare a lot, it was like, okay, they need to get to these points for these plot points. You should, whenever you're DMing, do not plan stuff out like that. Kevin told me make bullet points of like things you want to happen or things you kind of would like to see happen, and if it gets you there, great. If it doesn't, all well. And that helped a lot. Because so there was like some episodes where it felt like I kind of like railroad a little.
Sure, a little bit.
And
Yeah.
I tried to avoid that, and I didn't. And the one thing is for me is I as a player, I've been playing D&D as a player a lot longer than ever DMing, and as a DM I want my players to enjoy it. I don't want my characters to die. My players to die, and you guys like don't worry about about killing us.
Oh, what was the last part you cut out?
If we die, like you guys, I'm afraid of killing my players, and you're
Right.
like, don't worry about that. If we die, we die.
If we die, we die. And two of us did die.
And one of them was disintegrated, and then the wish spell brought them back to life. I did that because I wanted the characters to I wanted everyone to survive.
I mean, I think
I wanted everyone to survive.
I think Doug's death was earned. Like him dying was like, okay, makes sense. Like this is
I
a good
can take
end.
it.
But then he came back. I'm like, oh okay, that's cool too.
Well, now Doug's like a mob boss.
Now he's a mob boss, which you know it makes sense.
Which, speaking of Doug's, his backstory with the flying spaghetti monster. If you're DMing, make sure you read their backstories fully before session 1. I didn't do that, and I will admit I didn't read the backstory close enough for
Apparently,
Doug.
I don't know how
I
you
skimmed.
missed spaghetti monster.
I skim read, and I think I just read spaghetti and thought, oh, he likes spaghetti. No, he was obsessed with spaghetti.
Pastafarian.
Yeah.
Which,
and then I was like,
yeah. And now it's canon Tanner.
yeah, it is.
It's completely
And
canon. As much as
yeah.
you denied it throughout the campaign.
They
is real.
basically shoehorned it.
When he died, specifically, I want to say it became purely canon when you said he was a ghost saying his final words.
Yeah,
That just proves that his religion's real to me.
Yeah. I didn't want it to be real. I tried everything to make it where it's like, oh, it was a host that the mob used, because here's the thing, the mafia, like the Italian mafia, is usually around like Italian food.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, I can let this slide and make it be like the Wizard of Oz situation, but it's actually run by this mob. And it was just a scam to get people to take on debts and then they owe debt to the mob, but they're also paying the mob through the church.
So now it's like they just took a real religion and they're just using it as a front.
Now it ended up being that way. But also, there's also the theory of if enough people believe about something with cryptics. This is something with cryptics and stuff, and this is how, like, a theory about, like, actual cryptics in real life.
Yeah.
Like, if enough people believe about a certain cryptic, it ends up becoming reality. So that could be one another thing that happened was because of how many people believed in it because of this scam, it actually brought it into fruition.
Maybe, I don't know.
So it's not an actual, like, deity. It's more like a cryptic in that sense.
Well, maybe it was, but now it's always.
But I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the flying spaghetti monster a beholder. As soon as I thought about it, I was like, either Mind Flare, Elder Brain, or Beholder. Those were the two that I was
kept
going
trying
with.
to say, like, put Mind Flares in this. I've
Yeah,
like in the before I've ever played Baldur's Gate, I was like, Mind Flares, man, they're really cool. And you're like, no.
No, because Mind Flares are absolutely terrifying, especially at the levels you guys were at.
Oh yeah, we were very low.
Like, if I were to, instead of doing a beholder, do a Mind Flare type of encounter, you guys would die. Like, they're
I don't know. I mean,
I let you guys talk me into giving you those magic items before the final fight, which was a regret.
Dude, I never felt so
You
powerful.
guys were so powerful.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was making mistakes too, though. Like, things I shouldn't be doing, but I was doing. I can't reckless more than once in a turn.
And I let you do it multiple times.
And also can't reckless a ranged attack.
Wait, dude, you did reckless a range attack. You did reckless twice per turn. And I was like,
I caught onto the rage damage eventually. Like, I only did like 2 hits. I'm like, oh wait, no, subtract those 2 damage, because that shouldn't work. But yeah.
I was like, the thing is, I questioned your reckless. Like, at one point, like, reckless twice. Like, okay, something don't seem right there, because that seems OP then.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But then there's
also I didn't know about you can only do reckless once, apparently, in your turn.
Wait. Oh yeah, once.
You can't just reckless everything, apparently.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that. I don't think that's how that works. And like, yeah, that's how it works. As long as I'm raging, I can reckless. Like, okay.
Yeah. That's okay.
But also, like, we came across, like, a huge,
you still
like,
killed
loop.
Kurt. It's fine.
Yeah. Death to Kurt.
Dude, insane. Like, just Kurt's getting, he becomes frightened, becomes charmed.
I was like,
hasn't get hit once, and then you just
as soon
pull
as
out, disintegrate, and like power word kill or whatever.
The dice pulled that out, because the whole thing is, I watched a video the night before of how to run an encounter with a beholder. And it's like, you can have beholders be like UFOs at one point, like, because they're levitate, but they just had to just kidnap people in the middle of the night and then put them in glass jars, and the party just see this beholder with all these humans like captive because they just thought that it would be fun and cool. Or you can make a beholder be like a mob boss. Like, there's so many things you can do with the beholder. The best thing you can do is you use their eye of anti-magic, the anti-magic field coming from their center eye, as a way to trick the players into using a flight spell or anything that's magic to fly, to reach up to them and just have them turn and look at them and have them fall.
So true.
There's so much, because the thing is, it's a double-edged sword, the anti-magic field. Yeah, the players cannot cast magic in that area, and magic can't activate in that area. But neither can the beholder shoot inside that area with his other eyes. So it was even though it sucks because you can't cast magic, you are protected in that sense. But there's also alternate beholders. There's the elemental beholders, like a fire beholder, which all the eyes do fire type spells.
I want to see those.
The center eye on those ones, instead of it being an anti-magic field, typically are instead makes you weak to that element.
Oh, interesting.
So you get, I think, disadvantage on saving throws, or it does double damage.
That's crazy.
Depending on the spell,
I
yeah.
fought an undead beholder in like a little Oscar campaign.
Undead beholders are weaker.
Yeah, they are. Plus, I was a paladin, so I was murking that thing. Though, I was 1 hit point away from being completely disintegrated, though.
Oh my god.
So.
Yeah, disintegration, like, you're like, you should get rid of, like, nah, I'm not. I need there to be high stakes.
I mean, we can. I think you were saying roll d6 at the beginning, and then we're like, come on, and then you're like, fine, d10.
No, I said d6 because I miscounted.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see and I realized, oh wait, it's supposed to be a d10. Whoopsies. And then you kept on rolling low, and like, somebody rolled, I think it was Thiccity.
I was rolling so, like, at least good, relatively, because I had like a plus 11 attack.
Well, no, I'm talking about for the attack.
I know, I was rolling really good there, and I was really low on my 10s for the eyes. And then I finally rolled
I was
really
like, you're just getting status effects.
What? When I saw 9, then 10, I'm like, all right, I died. I just like seeing 10, I'm like, I died. Like, there's no way I'm getting out of this.
I didn't hold my punches on you because you had so much health. Everyone else, I like a lot of times. To tell you the truth, I cut the dice amount in half for the damage for a lot of them.
I'm sure.
Like because there was a lot of times there if I didn't, especially like the first couple attacks, all those characters, because I rolled the extra dice just to see how much damage it could have been, it would have been instant death, even if it wasn't the death spell or the disintegrate spell. It would have been instant death.
A lot of our team has a lot of low health. It's crazy.
Well, it's because of the class, and I forgot about that because I was the main person that I worried about because of the health and armor class was Kurt.
Whoops.
Like Kurt, Jerry. Also, let's go to let's talk about Doug though, because Doug's now the mob boss. Is there gonna be any plot points that you think will happen because of that?
It's funny because I made a similar kind of mob bossy character for this new campaign.
It's gonna be Doug, isn't it?
Oh, I've put so much into him. I don't know if I want. Maybe they would have like a rivalry, which I think would be funny.
Yeah.
But it's also like I don't want to like also like introduce like.
Is there
another mobster kind of guy? Maybe like not like Italian mobster.
Maybe it's like, a Russian mobster.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
He's in a different city.
But I mean, I'm definitely going to use them no matter what. So stay tuned for that one. Yeah. Also, I could stay later. By the way, more than an hour. I got lost track of my time. Yeah, what I had one in my head. I had one in my head and I forgot. Man.
Wait, yeah, I did mention about Gemma being like a villain originally.
Yeah.
The whole thing is I created Gemma because I saw a video talk about the Draconic Shard, and I thought, oh, this would be a fun item because it would be like, oh, this item gives me psychic protection. Turns out it's a dragon that. The thing is, when you kill the dragon, it doesn't die. Yeah. It will turn into a little orb, and you have to crush that orb, and then it's dead for good. Right. But none of you guys would have known that, so it would have been. Oh, it's dead, and then it comes back the next couple sessions.
It was so funny that Doug had it in the beginning.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember hearing, like, it does a D8 force damage on hits.
Psychic.
I'm like, psychic?
I thought it was psychic, actually.
I always thought it was force.
Or was it force? I can't remember if it's psychic or force. It
would make more sense if it was psychic, but I remember it being force.
It probably was force, actually. I don't remember.
I don't know. But I remember Doug having it and be like, I want that thing as barbarian.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want that so bad.
Because he barely used that ability.
I forgot how I got it. got it from him. I think I got
because
it
he got
during
the
in
symbiote.
Strayville.
Yeah, when he got the symbiote armor because it does the exact same bonus.
The symbiote, right? I had a whole like idea for Doug, for like in the new campaign about the symbiote armor. I was gonna have it be like
Venom.
Except but like the Venom suit. It's not just like here's the personality and it turns into a giant thing, but like this Venom suit also like changes his clothes and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, this Venom suit.
Oh, that would have been cool.
You always have disguise self on you, which I'm like, that would be cool.
I had to create that as a custom armor because I could read the descriptions and stuff of that item, but I didn't have the actual book in D&D Beyond to actually give it to Doug.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I'm like, why are you able to let me read about it and then not let me use it?
That's weird.
Thank you, D&D Beyond. I don't want to buy all the books. That would
I bought
be
the new books.
Oh, the new books. Yeah, with the new books, it gives you all the items from multiple books that were reworked.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing is.
I have the player handbook and the dungeon master guide.
Oh wait, are these hard copies or the D&D Beyond copies?
Hard copies.
Ah.
They're right. I see them right next to me over there. They're thick. They're thick tannin.
How big are these new books? I think they're pretty big. That's the thing. Like, wow. From a gameplay perspective, it makes sense for like certain classes to not have for all the classes to only get their subclass at level 3. But from a narrative standpoint, it makes no sense for like sorcerers because your power comes from your blood.
Yeah.
For warlocks, your power comes from your.
Well, I think my idea
pack.
is that. I mean, first of all, it's all depending upon the character. Like, if you know you're going into playing as a draconic sorcerer,
yeah,
then you're gonna do that eventually. But you can also play into the idea of you're just starting out and you're just getting the basics of your magic, and when you hit level 3, you finally
figure out what it is.
You start figuring out like, okay, here's some more like special things I could do, unique things that others can't do, like me.
The draconic sorcerers, if I remember correctly, they get like a natural armor.
Yes, they do.
And then they also end up, I think it's like level 12, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. You get the ability to form dragon wings, and I
11.
always wanted to get. Is it 11?
11, because 12 would be a feat.
Oh,
level.
Yeah. I always wanted to get a draconic sorcerer to level 11, just so I could get dragon wings.
I did a draconic sorcerer in my second playthrough of Baldur.
That was my first character ever. It was a red dragonborn, red dragon draconic sorcerer. I should have chose another dragon type because then it would have 2.
Yeah. I did tiefling, so I was like resistant to fire, and I chose lightning as my draconic.
I could have done lightning and fire instead of. I would just create Natsu from Fairy Tail then. Because Natsu gains the ability in the anime Fairy Tail. He gains the ability to have. He's a dragon slayer wizard.
Mm-hmm.
So he has like these dragon slaying abilities. So he was raised by a dragon. So he has like fire dragon breath, but then he ends up the ability he can eat fire and gain mana from that.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he ends up eating lightning, and you're not supposed to eat another element if you're dragon slayer, then not the element that you are. But he ends up eating lightning, so he ends up having a mixture of fire and lightning together. And it looks so cool.
The dragon breath attack now is a spell.
It's a spell?
No. So now like wizards can learn it.
Well, oh wait, there was always a dragon breath spell.
Was there?
Yeah, there was a dragon breath ability, which is your element, and then there's a dragon breath spell that you can use, and you roll for the element that it breathes.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. That's not a new spell, actually.
This is a new one though. Sorcerers have like a new It's a cantrip. It's like sorceress something. It's like their own type of Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
Except they choose what element it can be.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, it's like a D8 of damage, but if you roll a D8, if you roll an 8 on the die, you get to re-roll it again and add more damage. So as you as you hit like level 5 and like 12 or whatever, you know, let's say you're rolling 3 D8, and let's say you roll 8s on all of them, you get to re-roll them all.
Oh my gosh, that is cool. Because Eldritch Blast, if you roll the same number, if I remember correctly, on both of the dice, it jumps for the 2d8s. So there's 2d8 to figure out, and it tells you 2 elements that you can choose from. But if they're the exact same, you get to roll, it will jump to the next target also. And then you roll a d6 depending on what level you are. And you add up all those numbers for the damage. So if you roll like 2 1s, you get a d6 plus 2 then for the damage. But then it bounces, you roll those 2 d8s again to figure out what element that's gonna be. From my knowledge, if I remember correctly. So it can continuously bounce until you don't get the same numbers.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's Eldritch Blast. That's the fun part about it, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, but I think that's how it works. But like, I had it only happen once, and it was super cool. And the downside was, we were only fighting like 2 enemies, so you can't bounce it back before. It has to be a different enemy. It cannot be the enemy that was already hit. So it was like, Eldritch Blast! I got 2 of the same number. It bounces to this enemy. And I rolled another 2 of those numbers. It doesn't do anything else.
Chromatic Orb bounces now also.
Chromatic Orb bounces? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to like the newer D&D rules.
Those are cool ones, man.
Are we gonna be running the 2024 rolls? Or are we running
20? No, because I have books on 2014.
2014.
It's just easier to keep it 2014.
Okay. Hey, I'm fine with that because I like the 2014 stuff.
I mean, if someone said like, I want to make a 2024 character, that's fine. Go for it. But like,
the rules are really similar though. So.
Yeah, it's extremely similar. There's for like just spellcasters, just occasionally be careful on like which spell you choose, because then you have like, you know, counterspell and then legacy counterspell, and legacy, cause like there's double of each spell now.
Yeah. So what's the difference between legacy counterspell?
Legacy is the 2014 edition.
Yeah, aren't they the exact same?
Counterspell now is a nerf. It's been nerfed.
What did they do to counterspell?
Counterspell is now always a Constitution save. You don't just do counterspell and it stops. The opponent always has to make a Constitution save to either save. So it's kind of like it's both. It's not my favorite, and I don't think I'll use that.
The whole point of you upcasting it is for a higher level to be spell that's at a higher level to be able to be counterspelled.
Right.
I thought you had to roll for it if it was too high. Like you as the player had to roll for it, not the
if hang on 1 second. Okay. For counterspell initially it was, let's say I'm casting a level 5 spell, and you cast counterspell at just 3rd level. You have to roll a 15 or higher for it to go through.
And now
it's always a save. So there's no point in upcasting.
Yeah.
Counterspell.
So it just ruins the spell, in my opinion.
Kind of.
Because at that point, it's like, I cast this 9th level spell. Okay, I cast counterspell at level 3.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta. I don't know.
Then the enemy have to make a Constitution saving throw to see if the spell actually fizzles out or not. Which the DM can now just go, ah, no.
No.
Because the
Can you
DM.
like plug in like your headphones or something? Like just push it in or something. I'm hearing like a static thing.
Is that better?
Talk.
Check.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, you cut out. What?
Every time I touch the wire on my mic, it screws up my whole computer. I might need to replace this wire actually.
Maybe.
But one of the things I had like an epiphany when I was doing one of the sessions was, what if I made Doug like the super villain of this series?
Yeah, you're talking about that. That would be.
And the reason why is
It would make sense.
The art though is what made me think about it, because he's just like this. He's just sitting there like this, like the evil villain kind of sitting like this. Oh no, I might have screwed something up. I don't know.
You sound fine.
But
I think that's funny.
have
Because we have a new party, mostly new party. One returning.
Is it gonna only be a 3-player party?
No, it's 4. It's you, Amelie, Cass, and Oscar.
Okay, Oscar hasn't made his new character yet.
Oh, he made it.
Oh, I don't see him on the list though.
I know you haven't.
It's supposed to be a surprise.
It's a great character.
I
we made it. When did we make it? I remember I went over to his house because we were gonna go see a movie. It might have been for Barbie. So it's been a while, but that day I was like, when I was there, I'm like, let's talk about your character. Like what, and it's unique, man.
Well, I know
and by
that...
unique, I mean unique for a D&D character, but it's heavily inspired by something.
I'm curious. I want to know, but I have to wait till...
You would never guess the race. You would never. He's playing pen and pencil with this character. This is not D&D Beyond.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
It's a homebrew race?
It's not homebrew.
Oh, okay.
There's some homebrew stuff we added, for sure. It's really, it's.
I
great.
need to go. You know I just remember we were talking about the new characters. I need to go. So we figured out what Co's wish is gonna do is like affect his ability scores.
Oh yeah. You want to those?
How? I was thinking probably doing like dexterity up more.
What's your dex right now? Like 18?
My dex is 18.
Yeah, bump it to 20 then.
Yeah, because I want him to be a sneaky guy.
Yeah, man.
Problem is, dex does not affect my armor class whatsoever.
I know. I was thinking about that like a few days ago about turtles. I'm like, the one thing that keeps me away from being a turtle in a game is that I cannot adjust my armor class, which I don't like, without having to use like magic or something. But I'm like, what about shield? Like if I had
oh yeah, you can use a shield.
If I had a static 19, I'd be pretty happy with that.
But like
okay.
the thing is,
and then I realized like, oh, it'd be really cool to be like a cleric turtle or like a paladin turtle. I think that'd be really cool.
Another thing about turtles is you can go into your shell.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you get plus
action.
4 or 5.
It's a plus. You get it while you're in your shell. You have a +4 bonus to your AC, so it goes from a 17 to a
21.
21, which means a lot harder.
If you have a shield on,
it won't work.
Can you retract? Okay.
Because a shield, you have to have like.
It's like minus. It's like +4 -2.
Yeah. But then you have advantage on your strength and con saving throws, but your dex saving throws, which makes sense because you can't freaking move, you're at disadvantage.
No.
But my dex saving throws are plus 8 now.
That's great.
Because now my stealth is a +11.
Let me take a gander. Co. Classic Co. So Co, we can talk about Co, I guess. Co was initially for a whole other campaign.
So the original process was the campaign of Withica, which that's the name of the land, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was supposed to still go on, and then we would have like alternate between my campaign and Kevin's campaign. But then I just kind of got a little bit burned out of DMing, and also I just didn't know what to do anymore for DMing. I didn't run myself into a corner. It's just that I ran out of ideas, and I had too many ideas that I didn't know how to correlate. So
Yeah,
Co was meant to be I based him off of Ninja Turtles, I guess. But also, I always wanted to be a turtle, and I thought a turtle rogue would be funny.
Yeah.
Because
And you made a
a rogue. Rogues are not meant to be very armored. You can't wear armor, like heavy armor,
wear light
because then it ruins your stealth. But a turtle has natural armor, and you can't wear armor. So that would be the perfect idea for a rogue. You just have a rogue with a 17 armor class.
That's pretty
You
cool.
can you can probably there could be magic items that up AC, I believe.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like rings of protection.
Rich. That's the only way you're gonna raise a turtle's armor class. And then I think because I'm fine with revealing stuff about my character because
We know Cole. We've seen him in the last 2 episodes, so.
I think. Oh wait, he has. I don't think he has any.
I guess
doesn't have any
Cole will be now Tanner's character for the campaign.
Well, another thing is Co has no magic items.
That's so true. I mean,
Everyone
no one in the campaign except for EB.
EB will have magic, yeah.
Like
the thing is, what I did when we created the characters, I gave everyone a fun, goofy magic item. One person, I think I gave.
I got the infinite flask, which I got from Critical Role.
Yeah, which I'm like, sure, that's funny. EB got a stinking house that she can summon, and technically it could be used in combat to crush people. That's the one thing that I was hoping Cass would possibly do. Is throw it in the air, say the command word, have it open up and just crush the enemy. But she never did. I think.
Doug got the immovable rod.
Doug got the immovable rod, which is actually a fun item if you use it. You can use it in different ways.
I used it to kill the hag.
Oh yeah, you did.
I punched her neck and clicked it, and then just ripped her head off.
Yep. And then.
I don't remember Verona's or Ozzith's very well.
Verona's, I think Verona get. I don't remember what Verona got. Let me check.
I mean, she got that fucking legendary staff of power.
Yeah, that was that I had to nerf.
That was insane. I don't know why you were like, this was fine.
This should be fine. I regret my decisions.
Insane. I mean, that thing is coming handy for sure.
Oh yeah, I was always hoping there would become a time where she would just snap that thing in half and then a nuke goes off.
There's no reason to ever do that.
What was it? The deck of illusions. She had a deck of illusions actually.
Oh, I don't know.
And I was trying to sell Doug a deck of illusions. I was trying to sell a deck of illusions earlier.
Yeah. What was Ozzith's?
Ozzith's was.
I know eventually he got like a
he got a
vicious
flame
rapier,
tongue.
but
He got a flame tongue rapier.
Was that like?
He got a vicious rapier and a flame tongue rapier.
Is that like his magic item that he got? Though?
I don't think so. I think it's because I didn't give anyone a magic item that was used to
Oh, I don't see. I don't think I'm in that.
Oh wait, I guess it was a vicious. It was a vicious rapier.
Okay.
Because a vicious rapier just when you roll a 20 on your attack roll with this magic weapon, the target takes an extra 7 damage.
Yeah.
Because he had the lowest amount of damage, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like that. I like to have everyone be able to do.
You also gave him no place to hide.
Yeah.
in any combat. Like, he was relying heavily on me being close to someone.
That was my bad. I should have had more. That's the thing. I'm bad at
I'm doing the same thing to you.
I expect it at this point. That's why I chose a turtle, because I can take the hits.
I mean, you can dodge a hit. I don't know, taking is different.
Well, I can be attacked and have a lower chance of getting hit.
Yes.
Unless it's some magic spell, then I'm just screwed.
Dex save.
Dex save. Oh, dex save.
Oh, you're in your shell? Lightning bolt.
Shit. +8 to my dex save, though. I just need to get something that gives me advantage on dex save, and then I would not be neutral.
When Kurt lost his eye, I think the session afterward, I made a magic item for Kurt. That essentially just gave him the stats that we talked about, where he would have disadvantage on his perception, but +1 to intimidation.
And you remember on the disadvantage on perception? I forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean it pops up on D&D Beyond with a red D, so I'm like, okay. And you're like, Kurt, roll perception. I'm like, okay, terrible.
Like, I was like confused. Like, you used to be so good at perception checks. What's going on? And then I realized, and then I'm like, this is perception with sound, so there's no disadvantage.
Yeah. My wizard character, in my real IRL campaign I did with Oscar, I gave him the observant feat, which you have for Ko.
Oh yeah, I gave him the
observant. The DM doesn't do passive perceptions, so he was like, just give yourself +5 to your perception rolls.
I think I chose passive investigation for mine.
No, it's both.
Both? Oh yeah.
Your passive investigation perception go up by 5 or 10 or something.
That was one or the other.
No. So, right now my perception on that character is like +10, and I'm like level 3. But I've only rolled good once.
So my passive perception is 19. My passive investigation is 20.
Yeah.
And then my passive insight's 11.
Yeah, that's really funny. It's like you're really good at finding clues, perceiving everything, but you're gullible as hell.
And that's what type of characters I love playing, is gullible characters. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this character.
Yeah, I got a lot of. I watched a video last night on how to like structure like a campaign, almost like a show, and it was exactly like kind of like what I was doing for planning out my campaign, which was structuring it sort of like a show. So
can I tell you something though?
Yeah.
My unarmed strike. You want to know how much that damage is?
I saw plus a d6 -2.
No, that's the claw attack.
Oh.
My unarmed strike is 0. I'm the only thing you can use is an unarmed strike. No, I'm using my claws. Why? Why are you using your claws? I can't do anything with unarmed strike.
I rolled a 2 -2.
I can do 0 damage with because it's based off of strength. That's why.
Yeah, but 2 out of 6 chance of just failing.
Yeah.
Even if you hit. which is
But
really
I'm just
funny.
gonna do a goof roll and see what damage I can get on this claw attack real
The
quick.
highest damage you can get is 4.
Yep. I got a 3 damage.
Hey. That's pretty good for you.
But all my hit DCs are +8.
Yeah, I did see that. I looked at it for 2 seconds. Yeah, rogues are great.
Yeah, I love rogue. I really love sorcerers though. That's what my favorite character like.
Sorcerers
has
are
to
like really
play.
good in the new edition of D&D.
They are good.
They're really good now.
They fixed them.
I don't know about this. I guess sure. They can learn the most spells out of anyone in the game now.
Really? Because I always hate. That's the one thing I
Or like
hate about sorcerers.
they know the most at a time. Like wizards still like can
Oh yeah.
research and whatever, so they can still like give more. But like they know the most spells prepared.
So, do they get more prepared spells in the newer one
Yeah.
than the previous? That is so good.
So also
Because-
now one thing I don't like, I'll say, because how you prepare spells in D&D is like it's like 8 plus proficiency plus your spell modifier. Now it's a set number. Now
that
it's
was
all-
always a
No.
was always a set number.
no, it was a
Huh.
calculation. Now it's a set number.
Oh.
So like if you just kept raising your intelligence or your spell modifier,
Yeah.
I say intelligence because I play wizard. You can have more spells. But now now it's just a set number depending on what level you are,
Wow.
which I don't love.
But at the same time, it helps.
But hey, sorcerers, they're loving it.
I'm loving this.
They are.
Because the only thing sorcerers had going for them, and then they added the feat that gives wizards and other spellcasters to be able to use meta magic, was the meta magic. That's the only good thing about sorcerers,
What
really.
feat gives meta magic to?
There's a meta magic feat.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it gives like you gain like 2 meta magic points. It's like a dumbed down version of it, but it still can be used very well if you choose correctly.
I've been watching campaign 3 of Critical Role, and Laura Bailey is playing a sorcerer, and she gets like she's not wild magic, but she gets an item that can activate wild magic.
What sorcerer is she?
I don't know. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be like a mind flare type sorcerer.
Oh.
But like
I don't
it's
know.
not. But like it's not in the story. It's not mind flares at all. It's something else completely. But like it's a subclass that's very tied to
Mind flares?
mind flares.
I don't know that one.
It's a
I
very
know,
it's a very psychic sorceress type.
They're
subclass.
the one sorcerer subclass that absolutely sucks, and I play this one in the like pirate theme one that I play in, is the storm sorcerer. I only chose it because it fits the theme,
Yeah.
but it sucks because you don't get many good abilities. Like
Yeah.
it's the worst subclass for sorcerers, and I don't know why they put it in Baldur's Gate.
It was there, man.
They put that one in Baldur's Gate, and it's the worst subclass.
What's
out
the new
there.
sorcerer they're gonna add? Or maybe
I
they
forget.
already added. I think it's like a
What's
sword.
it, Shadow?
Is it a
is it
sword
Shadow?
one?
No, there's no.
Oh, it
there's
might
a-
be. I think it is the
It's-
shadow one.
The shadow one. I can sit up and my whole ears pop. My earbuds are popping. I just get new earbuds, I guess.
Rip. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
go
what-
to
what-
best
what do you-
time.
What do you think is your favorite session that we've done?
Oh, that is a good one. Okay, there's one thing that I would love, wish I could go back and change what I did,
Okay.
and that was the ending
too.
of the session where you save Starfall.
Yeah.
Because I screwed up that ending bad. I wanted to be like, you see like a vision of Archibald, like his spirit has finally been like freed the dread because you finally like avenged him.
Yeah.
So it's like your mind is able to clear up a little bit because you actually were able to avenge your friend. So it's just like the visual representation of him being like, "You did good. You avenged me." But I screwed up the narration of that so bad.
I mean, like, I think seeing Archibald would have been a lot.
Well, I meant like it's only
I will
you
say
see it.
the Starfall War Torn episode is,
Yeah.
despite it being a Kurt episode, is also not my favorite.
Yeah.
I have my problems with it.
I screwed up a lot. Because I was still around the time when I was still learning about, hey, I don't need to be just focusing on everyone. I can focus in on one character at a time. And that was around the time where I still wanted to focus in on everyone. As a DM, don't worry about focusing on everyone. If you're focusing on one character more for a session, that's fine.
Yeah, as long as you like focus on everyone, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that session forced me to like rethink Kurt essentially, because Kurt was like pretty just like.
It was a growing episode.
Drunkenly, kind of like, let's do whatever, and then Archie gets kidnapped and he has to lock in and save Starfall with the crew.
Which
and then afterwards, I'm like, I need to rethink Kurt for one, just like as a character standpoint, because like, what is his mindset now? But two, also because I was really upset by the end.
Oh, did I do something that made you upset?
That was when you did the deck of cards, deck of many things.
Oh yeah.
You could see like I always rewatch. Session. I've never rewatched that episode.
Yeah.
Or like I have, but I've skipped that part because I am so visibly upset.
Because I tried to force you to do stuff, and
it's like this character, like here's the person who murdered the closest person you know, and then they're saying, "Pull a card, pull a magic card, please." I'm like, dude.
He wanted to like. The whole point is to trick you.
I'm going to murder you.
Well, I thought like what would be cool is you get this new hammer. It's like, oh crap.
Yeah. No, I was torturing the guy, which I also regret torturing him though.
Yeah, you scarred some children.
No.
Yeah,
but what is your favorite session? Though.
I'm trying to remember what my favorite session was because I love some of the sessions where I just didn't plan anything for were my favorite sessions actually.
My favorite,
like just the downtime, like the after that Starfall session was really good. I think
when you guys were just Spree episode.
Yeah, I love that one.
I wish I remember that one better. Because that episode was very like, I'm just gonna have Kurt like be in the background for this one, just like do whatever with Shiara, but let's focus on other people. But I really like the second episode, Enter Maximus. We're just like in the capital. We're just kind of like walking around, which I thought that was a fun episode, just like kind of like character stuff. The episode that we're in Willow Bed. Mm-hmm. That's probably like might be my second or like might be my favorite.
I know which one was my favorite episode now.
There's those two, and then I also like the last two sessions we did a lot.
Yeah, I like the last two, but the second to last one I really enjoyed because I actually scared you so bad with the characters. Like, we could actually die here.
Yeah. So, for context, I kept telling Tanner, like, Tanner, we keep fighting these like just guys, just normal people with swords. Like, give us some like a monster or creature or like magic, whatever. And then you pull out, okay, here's a level 5 spell that's an AoE. And then that was really bad. And we're all down a party member.
whenever that combat happened, Kevin's like face, I saw his face during that, and Kevin told me afterwards, when we first started this combat and you described these guys, I was about to tell you, are you serious? I get we're fighting just normal people, and then you did that spell, and then I realized you meant business. And I was like,
you meant business, man.
I tasted blood, and then that carried on to the last session.
You did. Good lord, that was a tough
I am
fight.
glad. So I had to modify the health for that thing before the session started.
Yeah.
Because I thought, okay, yeah, he has a lot of health already. 180 is the normal like health for a beholder. I forget what I ended up modifying it to.
Yeah.
But like the beholder like does a lot of damage if it hits you with the right spell.
What was the armor class for the beholder?
It was an 18 if I remember correctly. Like you figured it out because I think a 17. So I rolled a 17 and it didn't hit, and you kept on rolling 19. Like I think it's an 18.
Okay.
But like the problem with me is I have a hard time holding a poker face. So when something really bad happens, you'll tell by my facial expression, which means I can't BS the stuff that happens to the party.
Yeah.
Because of that. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna change this damage so it doesn't kill them. I can't because my face tells it all.
Right.
Hence why I asked a lot of times.
I mean,
how much
adjusting stats I think is always something like you can always do, like to just fit, if it fits your story, you can just adjust. Yeah. Like last night at my one shot that I DM'd, I had my party. They're level 6 characters. I had them fight an Astro Dreadnought.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So, like, so the thing that you fight when you're like level 20 or something insane.
Yeah, I like if you wanted to send something like that to a party, you definitely gotta downgrade the stats for that one.
So what I did was, first of all, the Astro Dreadnought has an anti-magic cone.
Like the beholder.
Like the beholder, so I just didn't use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just made it where it would just bite and claw. And I also ignored resistances, which by ignore I mean I forgot it had that, and they're like, oh yeah, whatever. But I mean it had a ton of health.
Yeah.
And I was rolling pretty low on these rolls. I was like rolling a 4. And then I'd be saying, does 20 hit?
Oh my! I hope none of them are watching this, because
they got it. Like I said to them, like the first time I rolled a 4, I'm like, oh, I rolled a 4. Does 20 hit? And so just all their faces like, what? I had them. They were like in a like Star Wars Star Trek ship. And they were like,
what was the plus to that? If it was
plus
a 4
plus 16 to hit.
Wait, it's a plus 16 to hit with it?
Yeah, so
bite
and claws was plus 16. Its bite did like 5d10 plus something, and then its claw attack was like 3d6 plus something.
That's a 4.
Eventually I took out the plus, but I'm just starting rolling.
That is hilarious. That's a 4. There's a 20 hit. What?
Yeah. It was crazy.
The only way that would have failed is if it was a 1, I feel like.
Yeah, because no one had like that high of an armor class.
Oh my gosh, that is terrifying.
Yeah, I mean they killed it though.
I didn't do the beholder has a bite attack, but it's not very good. That's why I just kept it doing range.
Yeah, I had no range attack with the Dreadnought. It's just, a giant kaiju, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, back on Restless Tavern.
I like these D&D cons, like talking. Is there anyone in the chat that wants to say anything? Oh, no one's in chat. Okay. I just pulled up the chat.
What town, aside from, I think, Alucard, or Necropolis now, what town are you most interested in seeing that we haven't seen before?
That's a good question. Because one town that I had a pretty good plot point for Kurt originally was
Driftwood?
what was it? Driftwood. And it was gonna be Kurt versus his dad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say more about that because I don't know if you're gonna use that enemy. I made an actual enemy for that. If you want me to send you the stat for him, or if you want to,
I would like to see what you did, for sure.
Okay. I'll send it over.
Yeah, we made this map. Is like the original map. It was pretty.
The original map wasn't very good, but then you came by and made it better, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, and then I made this one too.
Yeah. Kevin's good at making maps. I suck at it.
I mean, it's just practice. You know, I had help, with like tips from a friend. There's also like from that initial campaign that we're gonna do with Ko and the others. I took a few things from it and put it on this map. Like I took the sea, the ocean of the world map was initially on my other campaign. There's Trove Town at the very top was from that other campaign, but I always liked the name Trove Town.
Here we go.
I think that was it, though. Those two made it over.
And okay, we're gonna send you a link. Tell me if you can access this. If not, I'll just have to take a screenshot and send it to you. I had to learn how to, like, type it up. I had to learn how to type it up where you can, like, click thing.
This is interesting. So it's like a homebrew stat block?
Not exactly. I took a I can't say anything else. I took a stat block for the creature that he turns into, and then I modified it.
He has an 11 natural armor.
That's actually the normal. That I was thinking about changing maybe, but at the same time, that's the normal stat for that creature.
Interesting.
I think I did.
That's definitely something I'm going to work off of. But
I might have. I did change. I think I changed his health though.
You put a whole like dice thing there, or like I guess that was
it's currently way too similar to the normal one. Is what D&D Beyond.
I will say for the next campaign, Kurt will be in it. Kurt will be like a background character.
Yeah, so I increased the health. That's what I did. I mainly increased the health.
But I fully like changed Kurt's subclass.
Oh.
And you initially, when we're first talking about this, and we're making Kurt on D&D Beyond, you were saying, be a totem barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
you would love it.
This Path of the Beast thing seems badass. And I did enjoy that a lot, but like it's a lot of just claw attack. And
are you going totem? Are you changing to totem?
He's a totem bear barbarian.
I told you should just go with that at the start.
I know.
Because I was like, you'll love Totem of the Bear. Because I
had fun with the claw stuff, and if I put another level into Kurt, then I would have gotten some cool abilities. But I think I would just enjoy him being more just a tank.
Yeah.
Now. But then I can use that claw stuff, but for like a different thing, and like maybe that. Work that in, or maybe I just retcon it out. I don't know, or I do know. I'm not telling you.
You could make him a rare creature, because that's the thing that players can happen to players.
But it was a funny thing, Tanner.
Sucks.
You know the funny thing.
What?
Kurt, when he rages now, is immune to all damage except for psychic. However,
that gem
gives him resistance to psychic damage.
Wait, is he immune or resistant to all damage?
Immune. So he's immune. Resistant. He's resistant to
Okay.
all damage
I was
now.
say, if he's immune to all damage, immune to all
insane.
damage except for
I also
I just
adjusted,
made him way too strong.
I also adjusted a few things about him. So like he's a lot stronger now, but he's a bit more dumber.
Wait,
statistically
you're
speaking.
about now. You talk about now he is.
Yeah, I
resistant.
adjusted him to be like an NPC, but like if he ever were to fight, then I have him like ready, and
Well, I never
now,
did that with all my
now
NPCs.
he's pretty great.
Hey, that's a smart thing to do because I didn't do that to any of the NPCs that you came across, and it really annoyed me whenever
for any like main NPC, like main like villain or main friend, I will probably make a character sheet for them.
Yeah,
I do that a lot. I did that for the one shot last night. I did it for another one shot.
that's the one thing is like with character sheets, you have to do them manually if you do so many of them, because of D&D Beyond, if you're using the free version, unless you pay the subscription, you only allow 6.
I bit the bullet, Tanner.
You pay the subscription.
I did.
I'm tempted to pay the subscription, but at the
It's
same
not
time,
much. It's not. I saw it. I'm
much
like,
is
I
it?
can do it. I'll do it. Fuck it.
I might. Who knows? I might buy more books though. That's another thing. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about buying more books because the thing is, since you have the subscription, you can activate it where I can share the books with everyone on the campaign.
Ooh, that's
So
nice.
if I buy the books, the stuff that I have access to, everyone will have access to if they're in the campaign.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what we did. So the groups I've been in before, we always had like this guy's not in the campaigns anymore, but he's still like he's a friend, and he's in the campaign.
Yeah,
So we can just use his books.
that's cool. That's great.
So I might like buy more books and stuff. So
I want to talk. Like, I guess, like, I want to figure out how to open it up to the campaign then, but eventually. But
yeah, just let me know if there's a book that you think I should get. Let me know. 'Cause-
Okay. Let me know like what books you have then. Let me think of other things. Do you have any questions for me, Tanner?
What is something that you enjoy? Like one thing that I did really well at for DMing for the first time.
Something you did really well at?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I have Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Xanathar's is actually
That's
a
good.
beholder.
Yeah. I would say that you're always very you do listen to your players, which is a good thing. You know what you're doing for like mechanically, which is very nice.
Because I learned mechanics by watching tons of videos about it.
Over time, like too, combat got, I think, much better, and sessions generally just were better. Like I really like those last 2 episodes. It might be like the best ones. Aside from maybe the Willow Bed episode, which I don't know, I have fond memories about, because there's just a lot of funny things that just happened in that episode. Yeah. I mean, for a first time campaign, it's great.
I'm thinking like one thing I would love to do though, and this is just personally, is implement more of. I never played a artificer.
I played one for a Christmas one shot. This past.
Is it fun? Is it not? Is it complicated?
It can be complicated.
Yeah.
It can be, but it's not.
I heard that
just focus. Like I chose, what did I choose? I chose I chose the one with a cannon. But there's simpler ones like the armor one or something like that. But it can be a lot and I learned how to play an artificer for that one shot.
There's
But it's not too bad. Like when you get it down, it's not like anything crazy, I would say. Like I feel like like learning a new class is always a bit much. It can be overwhelming.
So I have D&D Beyond pulled up. If you go to classes and scroll down, there's the Lord of the Rings roleplay.
Yeah, it just came out.
And are those like their own classes?
I don't think so.
Because there's Captain, Champion, Messenger, Scholar, Treasure Hunter, and Warden. Which have their own ability. Are these based off of other classes, or are these their own?
I mean, a D&D book, so like it would be like whatever. It'd be like subclasses for whatever.
Well, yeah, because it's not listed as a subclass, so that's the thing.
Oh. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. And then there's the Rigger. Huh. And then there's the Blood Hunter. There's some new classes.
There's no Blood Hunter in it?
Well, no, I'm looking at the...
Oh.
That's on the critical role.
But this sound like, what?
Rigger is the Rigger Revised, is what it's from. And the hit dice on that is a D10. The order of this is this what is it? You get okay. This is complicated. So, like some of the classes like that are not like the core set classes, yet very complicated.
Yeah, but let's figure.
Anyways,
let's stay on.
Sorry, I get distracted easily, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I do gotta say, D&D Beyond does have really good artworks from the book.
Is the D&D art, yeah.
Yeah. And it has made it so much easier to play D&D. I feel like it for new players, easier to create a new character.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to buy the books to create a character, because there's a lot of free stuff on the site that you can use.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're limited then. So if you do buy the books online, you get more access. So
yeah, I think
do have
just
deals.
like using for me, someone that's now that understands like how to make stuff.
Yeah.
I could just like using D&D Beyond is more like I'll like let me make this real quick, you know.
I like it because it just makes it easier for me to organize.
Yeah. But I mean, I love it. It's great. But I'm not afraid of touching paper and pen.
Yeah.
Like for this new campaign, like I've told you guys, like if you guys want to write your character down on a sheet of paper, give me y'all more freedom on like what you'll want your characters to be, sort of that like D&D Beyond can't do because we don't have a book. Then you could do it like what Oscar's doing.
Also, that reminds me, because we're talking about online stuff. Now that Discord has the ability to use Roll20, we can possibly learn how to use Roll20 and use Discord for the battle maps.
Maybe.
But I don't know. Last time I tried to learn Roll20, I hated it. Roll20 just was a bit complicated for me at the time. We might try to do that. I don't know. That's up to
used
Kevin.
Dungeon Club last time for my one shot because it was supposed to be in person, but then I was like, no, let's do it online. I'm like, fine. So like I had to spend like an hour, like a few hours before the session. I'm like, I gotta make Dungeon Club maps.
Yep, that's the one thing that's why I reused a lot of the battle maps.
And also it's been a while, so like I don't remember how to.
Yeah,
like I added like my 4 players, and then I realized like, oh, another player is gonna be there, and I'm like, I can't add another player. Why can't I add another? I was like on there for like 10 minutes, and then I realized, like, okay, I need to go back.
Add another player token.
Yeah, that's stupid.
You're stupid.
Classic reference.
Ugh. If you guys have
Is
no
there
idea
something
what-
that you planned for that didn't happen?
Well,
that
the
you
fight
didn't-
between you and your dad. Was what I
Besides
did.
that, of course.
There
Like
was
something
a
that, like, anything like we didn't know yet, or maybe you hinted towards. That you were setting up?
I can't remember exactly because it's been so long since I planned stuff. And then at the time, whenever we decided I'll hand the D&D over to you, I just dropped everything else that I had planned. Like, in my head. A lot of the stuff I kept in my head because I was like, I was mulling over. Is that the right word? I was trying to figure out if I was wanting to do it or not. And then I get distracted and then forget about it. And then I remember it and then I forget about it again. Like, I'll remember about stuff while I'm at work. And then I get home and forget about it.
You gotta write stuff down, man.
Yeah, that's the one thing is, like...
I always, like, I write stuff down on my phone for just notes. Especially, like, character stuff. Like, I just got a whole list. You can't see it, but, like, I have a whole list here.
White
of just-
screen.
Of a white screen. Let me see.
Do you not use dark mode?
There we go. See, all these are all like just D&D characters.
Oh, there's your social security number. No. You don't use dark mode?
Nope. I mean, I'll just adjust it whenever.
Okay. I use dark mode because I just like how it looks more.
I just never. I don't know if I ever seen dark mode on notes. You know.
I use dark mode on notes because I use my notes all the time. Wait, do I use dark mode on notes? No, I don't know. Yeah, see? This is just my timesheet stuff, but
I'm just used to how the notes look. I mean, I use dark mode for
everything else.
everything else.
The one thing is, YouTube finally on the YouTube app has dark mode, I think. Yeah, YouTube finally got dark mode.
What YouTube has dark mode? What do you, it's already dark. Like pure black?
Yeah.
Crazy. Alright.
Or like for D&D, not D&D, for the app, because it used to just be white, but now it's dark and I like it.
Oh.
Or maybe I just never found it till like a couple years ago.
I don't know if I've ever seen the app white. I don't know. I have it on, I guess, dark mode. I don't know.
I don't know how to turn it
Maybe
off.
I'm just so used to it that I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember when I did it, but it wasn't always. I know the online, like I finally, like the web browser finally I got it turned on to dark mode.
Yeah.
Which saved my retinas, yay! Anyways, but the one thing that I did have like planned, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier in the stream about Alucard, which you now renamed. Alucard, if you can't tell, is supposed to be is a play on words for Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula reverse. Backwards.
Which is a town that is primarily made up of vampires. And there's like a whole vampire council. They're not like evil, but like I had like an idea of like a murder mystery kind of situation where the party's going there and trying to figure out who's killing all these civilians because they're being drained of their blood and they get hired by the council of vampires.
That's
to hunt this rogue
interesting.
vampire.
That's interesting you said that. Huh.
Are you? Did you have? Did I just give you?
I had a
ideas?
murder. I'll say this. Like, probably one of the first sessions
Will be murder mystery.
will be in Necropolis. You'll be hired by vampire lord family. There is a murder mystery.
Yay!
That's funny. That's funny.
I feel like Ko's just gonna have his neck like in his shell the most. It's like
Yeah, that's crazy. You've thought.
like that's
Maybe
one
I
of the
saw that in your
thoughts.
notes. I don't know.
I might have had it in my notes at one point, but I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe I've read those. I don't know.
But then
It'll be
but,
different.
but
like-
another goofy thing that I thought would be funny because I ended up having to let slip that the librarian was a golden dragon,
Yeah.
and what was gonna be funny is if Evie ended up romancing the librarian
Could happen.
and going to a fade to black screen, I would be like, well, you get to the room, and all of a sudden the librarian turns into a dragon. You see this giant room, and then the librarian just polymorphs
I mean,
into this dragon.
I mean, I
And
think the
it
dragon would
fits-
stay its dragonborn shape.
It was a human. It looked
What do
like
you
a
mean
human.
human?
The dragon disguised herself as a human.
Oh, okay. Then she would say her human.
Yeah.
self.
So the whole concept of that, I
How do you think
remember
dragonborns are
watch-
born?
They're born from eggs.
I never
I
thought
think-
about that.
So in the lore of dragonborns, though,
Would you imagine giving birth to an egg?
Can I tell you you know that the dragonborns came from another plane that is where the dragons are primarily from, and they're actually dragonborns are technically slaves to dragons.
I think I've heard about that.
So I was like, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It depends on how you want the story to go. If you want them to be like slaves to dragons, or if they
No.
are like
Dragonborn are just gonna
ancestors
be-
of dragons.
Ancestors of dragons.
Yeah. There's
I mean, there's
I think,
D&D lore, like
dragons.
tieflings are supposed to be like really, like looked down upon.
Yeah. Which I'm
But,
like,
like,
I don't
I don't think anyone wants to do that.
like,
I-
I don't care.
One thing I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
it's gonna be so funny. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate me for
Oh, great. They're gonna make fun
you
of turtles.
said a lot of times like Ozzith, the tiefling.
Yeah.
Whenever he said like I'm from Thaw or whatever, you always had a character be like, oh, in the snow. That's strange.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say canonically that is a racist remark.
Oh.
like I was thinking about it, like that shouldn't matter. Like tieflings just spawn randomly, like based
Well,
on
because the whole thought
it
is,
happens when your parent or someone in your line
I thought
has
tieflings
some
are
sort of
just-
deal with the devil.
Oh, I didn't know that. I actually had no clue.
That's
about
how a
that.
tiefling's born, and then
I
you
know.
tieflings
I didn't know
probably
that.
make
I
other-
know that. I know that. Genasi or
Genasi
that's how
are-
Genasi are created like from either like a elemental event or the person one of the parents is an elementor, or like for a water Genasi it could be a
I always say
genie.
that. Yeah, they're half genie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like for the campaign where I'm playing a water Genasi storm sorcerer, his dad's a genie and is also a captain of a pirate crew. His father tried to kill him, and he had
Yeah.
no clue. He has no clue that his father tried to kill him.
Yeah, but I thought that was funny. So like,
So
I really hope you forget about this. And
I forgot about
and then
that.
one day Ko's gonna be like, "Oh, you're from the cold." Like talk to a tiefling, and then I'm just gonna have that tiefling be like, "You're a racist."
I'm not gonna have Ko do that, but at the same time I might forget. It's like, oh, you're from Thaw? How is it up there? Then it be seems like a racist thing, where it's like he's just curious
Man.
about the actual place.
Ko is secretly like so worried about being perceived as a racist, so he tries extra hard, but it just comes across as this guy's a
Like-
racist.
He just wants to know, like, how is it up there? Because you've never been up to Thaw.
It's like,
Like,
what'd you say?
how is Thaw like? I want to know, like, how is the town like? I have no clue. I've never been there. You're racist? No. I feel
So,
like looking at the
Now,
map. It
I
looks-
gotta rethink about Thaw.
Yeah.
How Thaw is. Thaw's probably a very nice place now.
Yeah, it no longer has the darkness.
Yeah. Or
Or does it?
it's been
but,
asleep
like-
for centuries. No.
It turns out that the entity that corrupted the place is now a white dragon now instead of what I originally had planned.
I really want to get you guys into the Rime, the northern part, the snow area.
Yeah.
Because me being the Game of Thrones fanboy,
I know, that's why we made it originally like that.
I just really want you guys to like. I want to have just like a session of you guys just traveling, and I'm gonna have you guys like roll survival checks, and depending on what your survival check is, it will be a random event.
Oh my god. So is it like
like
everyone, or is this one person in the party that rolls the survival check?
One person a day.
It has to be a different person.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right. I mean, it's up to you guys, really. It'd be up to you guys.
I feel like one good thing is about you gaming now is you're gonna have only 4 players instead of 5.
It's not
like
that
5
big.
was.
Plus,
Yeah.
ideally, I would like to have guests on. I've talked to someone already about guests.
I kind of wanted to have guests on whenever I was doing it, but with 5 people, having a 6th person would kind of make it hard.
It'd be a lot. But also, like, now, with our second campaign, ideally, everyone's going to be there for the first session. But then, like, if you can't make it, if one person can't make it, that's okay. We're still going to play.
We'll just have...
sessions will happen, hopefully, more frequently.
Yeah, because with mine, we had it such a big.
Yeah, we had to deal with 6 people.
Me included.
Yeah.
Well, like, if I couldn't do it, then yeah, the campaign couldn't happen. But like, if somebody else couldn't do it,
I don't think you ever were like
there's one day.
Like, I knew your schedule. I was like, all right. Like the main, like I won't point out names, but like it
came down to like schools and work, which
school,
I'm not
work,
blaming people for that because that's something.
It happens with every. It happens with every single party. You know, again, IRL session only did like 8. Surprisingly, this campaign had more.
I'm just weird. Wait, how many campaigns did we? Not campaigns. How many sessions did we end
9.
up having? 9? Oh wow! I thought man, I just need one more session and we would have 10.
I know. I was looking at like, it's fine.
Oh well.
Do you have any tips for me, Tanner, as going in as a DM for this group? Watch out for that Kurt guy.
Watch out for Kurt. Kurt will one-shot your monsters like a mother trucker.
Hey, Kurt did a lot of damage, but the one thing that got him was Verona's mom.
Wait, what?
What? Remember the cage fight Kurt had?
Oh, I forgot about that. I love that. Now you reminded me. That was such a good scene. I loved it.
She had like 4 health or something. I almost got her.
I know. I had to make a whole...
Doug bet a lot of money.
I know. I think Doug bet against...
I think that's how he got all that money.
Yeah,
he bet it all.
Yeah, he did. That's how he got so much money. He bet it all against you and then won.
He had so much money.
I love like the little bar like fights and stuff, the competitions that I gave you guys. I want to see you do some of those maybe because those are fun. Like little bar interactions.
Like I mean, since now it's gonna be more. My plan for the new session is gonna be it's more episodic adventure of the week, so there will be less of those.
Combat.
No, it would be less of those like little moments like in taverns. Like now sessions are gonna be like, you are here for this reason. Here's the beginning, and then you guys take it away.
And then we're gonna have like off-camera stuff, I guess.
Yeah, like I would say like in between sessions, like I'll make sure to like tell you like if you guys want to do something in between this adventure and the next one, tell me which
that could like end.
To do. Like if you wanted to buy an item or something, you know.
Yeah.
And then eventually, you know, we could just have like a downtime episode.
I love that. Those are some of my favorite episodes. Is just when I sit back as a DM and then the players just like I started doing that more and more, but then I felt like I'm just ignoring the players when I do it.
I think the secret of downtime is that it has to be earned.
Yeah.
You can't just do it. You have to, you know, because like every downtime thing, we had like 2 downtime episodes.
Yeah.
One was after the Hag, which was our first big thing, and the second one was after Starfall, which was a very big session, so we needed a break.
Yeah, that was a 7-hour session, I think. No, wait, was that 7 hours?
It was 7 hours. Dang. That should have been two sessions.
That should have. That was my bad. I think most of that was the combat.
Maybe. I mean, the problem was for you as a DM was that we went through Strayville so fast.
Yeah, that's something.
And so it was like, we're only 2 hours in, and you guys made it to Starfall or something. So it's like, okay.
And the reason why is because that combat that you guys fought in Strayville. The reason why I showed Gemma there was because I wanted you guys to stay in Strayville for a little bit longer. But
Was
then
that
you
your
talked me out of
initial
it.
plan to have us go to the library? Was that an idea you had?
At the time, no, but then later on, I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember. It's been like so long. I think it was, but at the same time, I can't remember.
Also, I think I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna change what Stradle's name used to be. Because I don't know. After a while, I'm tired of saying Trigadia. I might change that to something else.
Trigadia is a slur.
No, it's Latin for tragedy.
I know. What was the thing that Thiccity said that he as a joke for that was like a slur for the gnomes in Roma?
He said
Nomas.
Noma, but that would be like a slur for a city or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So stupid. It was great though.
Thiccity was like a wild card though. Like,
Oh, for sure.
like there's no telling what he was gonna do.
I think everyone was mostly a wild card because.
Well, I can predict
Except with,
what you guys were
Verona.
gonna do.
Verona was like, let's stay on task, guys, and then we're all just like, just
Verona is the mother of the group
Tasmanian,
at that point.
for sure.
She was the party mom.
Because Kurt would get drunk
Until
and
he
just
stopped.
wreck and fight. Ebi would flirt. Ozith would just encourage everyone's worst behavior.
That's something that really got hard for me. Was the flirting stuff. Because for me, I was like, I started to get really uncomfortable DMing all the different NPCs that you guys kept on flirting with because it just. To me, I'm not a big flirter in general, but I'm fine with you guys having romance scenes if you want them. But at the same time, it gets very difficult.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me. Was like I got very uncomfortable doing it a lot because I just it burned me out real fast.
Yeah, I mean that was. I don't know. I think that was more on us than. I mean, it should have been established.
I should have established it. I didn't.
So I was like, hey, let's not do this because which is what everyone should do. That's
the thing.
Before you start D&D campaign, always start with a session 0 and establish like boundaries and expectations.
Like I was fine with the flirt stuff, but when it was just too much, and then it was from like flirting to none, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean when Kurt got to Starfall, it's like, all right, well I'm done flirting. I'm with Shiara, and I'll just
flirt. Kurt has start. I feel like Kurt and
I mean, with the downtime Starfall episode. I forgot that episode too. No, I said that one. I was just like, me and Shiara are going to go do this. So I would like try and take that away so you didn't have to handle anything like that. I'm like, I'm gonna go do this with her, do whatever with everyone else. I felt Archie got like a sweater and a cowboy hat that episode.
I forgot about that. We need to get. I really
what happened,
wish we did.
Man? Has he been wearing a cowboy hat this entire time?
Yes, he has. I kind of wish we had artwork of him with a sweater and the cowboy hat because that'd be funny.
I wish we fought those pirates in the second last episode.
You would have died.
Why were they so hard, Tanner?
They were level 6.
Why?
Because they were all level 6 players.
Why did you plan them that way?
Because I just took them from my previous campaign.
Oh.
They were because one of them was my
we were
own
level
character.
5. We could have done it. How many players were there? How many pirates?
There were 6.
6?
No, wait. No, there were 5 of them. There were basically, if you had everyone there, then it would have been a 1v1 for each person. But you have a teenager with a gun that can shoot lightning. So, Jack Storms, his his arcane focus is like a gun. You have Alexander the Kraken, who has a anchor as a weapon.
Yeah, you were very secretive about that anchor tattoo.
I don't know how he got it because I wasn't in the campaign.
I got it from
when they got it.
Atlantis. Now I have to write in Atlantis, Tanner. You realize that? I figured out a way to work it in, though.
So
Atlantis is a tattoo parlor.
So it was so that campaign started off with it's actually started off with the Swords of the Storm Coast, apparently.
Okay.
So it's based around there.
Yeah.
And then the DM actually built a world around that. And then that campaign kind of ended, sort of. And then got rebooted, and Jack's the only member of the party that survived. So Jack now has the Madness table. And personally, like, my schedule made it where I couldn't, like, I was there for like the first couple sessions of the new campaign.
Yeah.
For Jack. But then I dropped it because I just didn't have the time to really sit down and be up that late at night to do those campaigns anymore. And those were in-person campaigns, so I would have to drive all the way out to like a couple miles just to get there. So it was like, it made it where, like, for me, I couldn't keep on doing it and have a healthy, like, sleep schedule. So that's why that campaign I dropped out of. So the only D&D that I do now is this D&D stuff. So I would love to do more, but at the same time, I don't have the time.
Yeah, I get you.
So I love D&D in person.
It's very hard to do consistently.
Yeah. I would love to have.
I would like this to be
semi-consistent.
at the very least like bi-weekly. You know.
Yeah.
Every other Sunday.
One thing I would love to do, and this is something that I will have to first have my own place to do, is set up like an actual like room for D&D only, and have like cameras set up for it, and then you could come along and you have your own like the DM has its own like throne chair, like Game of Thrones style, and then like the table, like we can reveal the battle map. I can't even see your face. Okay, Palpatine.
Do it.
Palpatine, no. No, we're not doing it
I love
yet.
this vest. Oh, it's so good. It's so great.
Yeah. I would love to do like a like have my own like, because I think I sent you videos of it, and also
do it. Yeah.
I didn't have my soundboard set up. But I feel like it would be super fun to do that. And we could have like TVs and stuff set up for like people's cameras. And then like it would take a lot of money to do this. So I would have to wait till I have my own place and then have the money to actually build all this stuff. And because of my job being in the AV field, I could probably do most of the setup stuff for myself. But I like making it where there's like a fog machine, or I guess it's a haze machine for like the table to like add like ambiance to the battle map.
I don't know about the man. That's like get everything else set and then like maybe do a fog machine.
But like one thing that I've seen, because there's a group that has that type of setup, they have a TV screen built into the table.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
And I'm like, that will be so cool to have.
It would be crazy.
And you would have to come in like maybe the day before the session to set up the battle stuff.
Yeah.
But I could help you out with it and not care what the battle map is gonna be.
True.
And I'll just be there to set up like the area, and then I'll walk out there and you'll close it up after you put all the monsters in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can have like all of our minis from what is it called? Hero Forge. Like and then we could have like the old characters that we have on these little like glass pedestals behind the DM, like in jars.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
So like that's something that I thought would be pretty fun to do if we get to the point where I can do that. If we can, great.
That's down the
Roommates,
line.
Kevin?
That'd be crazy.
I buy my place and then you move in.
I'll sleep on the couch, man. Thanks for paying all the rent.
It would be rent if I bought it, so that's the thing. Like I'm thinking, like I don't plan on renting really a place as much as I want to buy my own place because renting gets expensive in the long run. Like,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
so I'm like, I want if I,
mean,
can buy my own
ideally,
place.
you want to eventually, buy and but yeah, that's a lot too. Well,
That's a lot
anyway,
too.
back to D&D.
Yeah. Future stuff may come.
Any like final things you want to say, Tanner?
With how the campaign has gone, I really did enjoy it. I can't wait to be actually as a player now.
Yeah.
So get ready to see
Get
Ko.
to see
and-
Ko actually like.
That
be a
okay, that's the
rogue.
one thing that annoyed me. That's something I need to say is when I brought Ko into the campaign as like an NPC to introduce him,
Mhm.
you guys kept like saying so they could say Cowabunga. I'm like, that's not how he would react. Like he's my character. That really bugged me a lot. It's like seriously,
Well,
guys.
that's just like as a joke,
Yeah,
But like, I doubt that'll happen. much
yeah.
more.
Like if they do that while I'm playing Ko, I might have to switch characters, and I don't want to do that.
No, don't do that.
I'll make C-3PO.
Be I don't know. You could just multi-class.
Yeah, I might multi-class.
If you were to multi-class Ko, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. If I do anything with magic, it will be very hard to like figure out the spell stuff because magic users are very hard to multi-class with. Oh, so you're doing another magic class.
Depends, yeah.
Maybe I would multi-class him into a warlock, possibly hexblade.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like, it would be something that is like very tied into Dex, though. That's the thing.
Monk.
Monk. Oh, a monk rogue would be.
Be crazy.
Well, monks do strength, I think.
Dex or strength.
Oh, Dex or strength. Okay.
I
use my key points.
You could do Dex fighter.
Dex
Dexterity
fighter.
based fighter. I mean, you just get the benefits of a fighter with your Dex stuff.
Ah.
Which
I
mean,
use
fighters
action
always like the best.
surge.
Yeah, you could. Like, you could do the thing that we were talking about when we were playing Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
How, like, you do your Gloomstalker, your Rogue, and then you get, like, 2 levels of Fighter. All you need is 2 levels of Fighter, and it's worth
We need to
it.
finish that. We need to finish Baldur's Gate.
We're so close, man.
Yeah, next weekend
Next weekend.
on Saturday.
Am I doing something the 18th?
I know you got something on the 19th.
That's D&D day.
Yeah. So tune in next week where we're actually going to be doing the first session of Kevin's campaign.
I think the 18th works for me. I think I could do
Yeah.
that. We could do Baldur's Gate the 18th.
Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate.
Tune in on my channel for Baldur's Gate. And also Tanner's Twitch.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to be streaming right after this Zenless Zone Zero. So.
I might be streaming Lethal Company. Might.
So. Yeah. Probably gonna be a couple hours though because I need to like eat dinners and stuff.
I will be streaming immediately or not at all.
Oh. I kind of wish you streamed on Twitch because then you could raid me and scare the heck out of me after you're done.
That
But
would be so funny. Maybe I should just stream on Twitch and YouTube. And
You
then,
can
but
now.
I only stream on Twitch just to raid you and scare the hell out of you. That'd be really funny. That'd be so funny.
I haven't been rated that much at all. Like I looked at my Twitch stats. I don't get rated, but I raid the most out of like my stats because I like to raid people because I love just sending people to other stuff.
Are you
Either I don't
affiliated
get
yet?
any. Nope.
That's what I thought.
I'm struggling to get the average view count up to 3, and then I took like nearly a month break off of streaming.
You remember?
So I have to rebuild all of it.
Remember our bet a few years ago when it was like whoever gets to 100,
Yeah.
tied or whatever.
Yeah.
What got me over the edge barely was I streamed Dead by Daylight.
I am thinking about streaming that. I have Dead by Daylight.
I changed my name to like Epic of Man TTV or whatever, like Twitch dot. Wasn't that? Or maybe it, like I changed it to like Twitch or something, like .twitch or something. Cast would tell you, like what was it, and I did that, and I just 3 followers immediately. I'm like, I did it.
What? I don't want to change my name though because I like the name that I have.
No, you just change it on. You change it on on Steam. You just change it for while you're streaming, and then you change it back. But that's like that's more like followers, and I don't know how like consistent viewers you'd get. I don't know.
I just stream Dead by Daylight for like a week.
Yeah.
Like 7 days straight, and then I'll get it. That's a good idea.
That's like, yeah.
Twitch,
anyway,
don't get mad at me for doing this view trickstery.
I'm excited. I got a lot of ideas brewing that I really wanna. I wish I could talk about, but I can't.
I know that's the biggest thing I had trouble with.
You did, and you still told me all of them. Yeah.
I get excited, and then I didn't do them.
I'm like, Tanner, stop telling me things that are gonna happen. Okay, I won't. But you guys are gonna fight a beholder in the end.
Did I tell you that?
I mean, you told me that because we were gonna end, but like you've said like other stuff.
Oh yeah, because
you've done that. You've done something similar to that multiple times. I'm like, okay.
I get too excited. I needed somebody to talk to, and you were the only one that I'd like to talk to about that stuff.
It's a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's even more fun to see a reaction though.
It's true.
For the first time.
Anyway, reaction series coming soon.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us though.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching. If you watched this, I'm excited. I'm glad we finished the campaign finally. It's been a long time in the making.
I hope you guys.
What session did we? This is the last thing. Quick thing. After what session did we decide this is going to end? Was it after the?
I think it was.
Was it after the Revelations episode? It probably was. That was the lore episode you were doing, and then after that was like, let's switch.
Yeah.
And then we did the last 2 episodes.
It was the second to. It was I think episodes.
It was the third to
7.
last. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, the third to last.
And then
we
and then
decided.
For Doug.
Like after that one, we talked about it. Like I don't know. I'm burning out. I don't know what to do anymore. And like we want to just like hand it over to me. Like sure.
Yeah. And I got a lot of ideas brewing. Got a lot of ideas. Anyway, thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you hopefully next week.
Yeah, and you want to know one thing? It's like the party's walking up down the trail to their next adventure underneath us.
There they go. There they go, Tanner.
Down the trail, not up the trail.
There. Shit.